Now let's head to Capitol Hill and the renewed calls for House Speaker Mike Johnson to resign. But as he told our Rachel Scott weeks ago, he isn't going anywhere.
What is your response to Republicans who say this move should cost you your job and that if you don't resign, they will try to oust you?
I am not resigning, and it is, in my view, an absurd notion that someone would bring a vacate motion. We are simply here trying to do our jobs. It is not helpful to the cause. It is not helpful to the country.
And so far, Speaker Johnson has stuck to what he told Rachel. He's still standing firm, saying he will not step down. Rachel Scott joins us now. So, Rachel, the House returns back to session later today. All eyes on Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's threatening to oust the Speaker with that motion to vacate. Has Speaker Mike Johnson kind of figured it out? That how to just stand up to the tiny minority who've been causing all this ruckus in the Republican Party.
And not go anywhere.
And not go anywhere. He's going to stay.
Yeah, and this is something that we have seen other speakers, namely Kevin McCarthy, have a really hard time dealing with, right? This right wing of their party, these handful of members get very frustrated when the Republican Speaker of the House reaches across the aisle and works with Democrats who obviously control the Senate and are in the White House. And so here, once again, we are seeing that frustration. Believe it or not, guys, we've been talking about this idea of Marjorie Taylor Greene forcing this vote against Speaker Johnson for 30-plus days. This is now just a threat that is hanging out there. Yes, she has gotten some more support from other Republicans. There are 3 at least that support these efforts. And Speaker Johnson, of course, has this razor-thin majority. But so far, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has failed to actually indicate when she's going to make good on these threats. So far, we are just waiting for it. So today is really the first possible day, again, since the House comes back, that she can try and move on this. She has not indicated yet if she will do so. And here's one thing that we do know. There is some support for Speaker Johnson in the Democratic Party when it comes to just keeping his job. Look, Democrats and Republicans do not want to see this again. We saw the House be thrown into chaos. They can't do anything without a speaker. We have these wars raging in the Middle East. There's serious business that needs to be done in the House. And so it is very, very likely that Democrats would throw Speaker Johnson a lifeline, possibly helping table this vote if it actually arises, guys.
So we know Speaker Johnson was with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago, just a couple weeks ago. Could his support help save Johnson's job here? I mean, we know the influence Trump has all over the place. How do you see this unfolding?
Yeah, and when I was there at Mar-a-Lago with Trump and Speaker Johnson standing side by side, it kind of brought me back to being inside the House chamber when Speaker McCarthy was actually trying to claim the Speaker's gavel. And you remember, Donald Trump was on the phone with Republicans as they were in the House chamber, urging them to back Speaker McCarthy. And in the end, they did. He actually flipped some votes. And so this is the sort of influence that Trump has over House Republicans in particular. Now, we know the former president, he has called Speaker Johnson a good guy, a nice guy. He knows that he has a very tough job to do. We haven't seen him sort of push this sort of pressure from Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, but it is very notable because Greene is a staunch supporter of the former president. And so in the end, Trump sort of backing away and not really saying much at all could actually help Speaker Johnson keep his job.
Rachel Scott, love having you. Thanks so much.
Thanks.